My sister Lorelei toured Chicago, would have people over for Thanksgiving, and one year, over the dining room table, because everybody was coming from different parts of Illinois, she made a bunch of boards of map pages and had them hanging over the table. It was the coolest thing. I asked for some of them, and I've got them hanging off a tree, a plastic tree in my house. It's just birds, they're so cool. Sorry, there's my little interjection of nothing that meant anything to you. Sorry about that. And this, I'm going to read to you 3 more, guess what? Periodic table poems from the cc&d book called On the Edge. And this first one is number 17 in the periodic table, because you need to know the numbers, is Chlorine. My dad ran a construction company, and after building our house, he later built a swimming pool in our backyard. After that, my brother even got a diving scholarship to college and even competed against Olympic diver Greg Louganis. But every summer, after filling the pool with water and adding chlorine, my best friend would come over to play in that chlorinated pool every single day. Even as a toddler, with this mortal fear of falling backwards into the deep end, my sister would have to reteach me every year how to do a back dive into our chlorinated pool. But with my dad retired in Florida, I visited him during the cold Chicago winters and would sit by the pool where the chlorine actually smells good in the 100-degree heat. But of course, that chlorine would smell good. Chlorine's even used in drinking water. We use chlorine in pools, but chlorine's usually found in salt in the earth as well as in oceans like the Dead Sea. But just smell it. Too much chlorine is really a bad thing, and this element as a gas was even used as a weapon in World War I. The Germans used Bertholite bombs, which smelled like pepper and pineapple, actually, and chlorine bombs were even used in the Iraq War. So, yeah, chlorine might not be good for you, but in the right amounts, chlorine can also kill off what might be bad for you, too. And I'm sorry, but that swimming pool was way too much fun to get rid of that chlorine altogether. And this one is Zinc. Number 30 in the periodic table is Zinc. The prescription drugs I have to live on suppress my immune system, so I have to get more religious about taking more and more vitamins and minerals. Time to OD on vitamin C, take my daily B, E, get everything from A to zinc. It's funny, I see zinc throat lozenges for colds, and I should hedge my bets and take zinc every day. My sister was stunned when she found that you can actually take too much? I can't even take zinc daily. Well, the one thing is, zinc is in almost 100 enzymes needed for plant and animal life. Besides, when cold season comes, the more and more ads you see for zinc lozenges popping up for OTC medications. And 2 billion people in developed countries even have zinc deficiency, which could cause growth retardation, delayed sexual maturity, regular diarrhea. Oh, that sounds fun. Or the one I have to fear, infection susceptibility. But since the element zinc is also hard and brittle, too much zinc can sap the copper from our bodies, and we actually need those metal elements coursing through our veins. And soil with too much zinc could mean that plants that we eat won't actually absorb the other metals that we need. And it's funny, since it was discovered in the 1700s, alchemists used to burn zinc from the air to actually get what they called white snow, or philosopher's wool. That's what they actually called it, because it collected in puffs. Philosopher's wool. Maybe I can wax philosophic about how zinc, that philosopher's wool, can actually protect my immune system and help me grapple with more philosophical questions in life. But then the Germans discovered that zinc was also a great anti-corrosive agent, more reactive than iron or steel. It stops metals from corroding, and it can even stop wood from catching fire. But we need zinc within us as well as around us, around what we need. I don't know. I'm just glad that my stomach doesn't react badly to taking zinc supplements daily, because since I wanted to make sure I'm as healthy as I can be for as long as I can be, taking more of a metallic element like zinc that the average person can actually take might really be a small price to pay. Zinc. And the last one, please. I keep getting smaller on the table. I was doing all the heavy elements, 70s and stuff, and now I'm all the way down to 16. This is sulfur. Sulfur. You always had such a caustic smell, but you gave me the bleached paper that you were the fixing agent when I made photograph prints. I actually used it for photography reasons. You were good for the plants under my feet, but still, I know you threw yourself into drugs that I needed to take, giving me a rash all over my body. I had an actual reaction with you in the drugs that I took. Even though I know you're needed for life, by actually small organisms, you're even supposed to actually keep our skin and hair healthier. So why did I react to you so violently when I took it? I mean, my hair's not brittle and my skin's not falling off, but a rash? Well, I suppose too much of you can be bad for me, and it would actually be a bad thing. I know you did your best to make yourself known. You're in the Torah, you're in the Bible, but what I thought was actually funny is, like all religions, which can always seem good but also be caustic sometimes, you eventually make things like make the best gunpowder historically throughout the world. You work for good and for bad. How does that happen? So yeah, I guess it makes sense that if you want to have that much of an effect on me and the world throughout history, you'd even find your way into religious books so that it can really remind us of how you really want to make yourself known. So.